Have you ever wondered why some people seem to make money even when they're sleeping, while others work harder and harder every year but never seem to get ahead? Imagine two friends. Both wake up at 7 a.m. Both work 8 to 10 hours a day. Both are smart and hardworking. But 10 years later, one is financially free, while the other is still worrying about monthly bills. What happened? The answer isn't that one person worked harder. It's that one person eventually stopped selling only their time and started building a business. And that's what we're talking about today. Because starting a business isn't just about making more money. It's about changing the way money flows into your life. Most people grow up with a simple financial plan. Go to school. Get a job. Work hard. Get promoted. Earn more. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there's one problem. Your income is directly tied to your time. If you don't work, you don't get paid. Think about it like carrying buckets of water every day. The harder you work, the more buckets you carry. The more buckets you carry, the more money you earn. But you're still carrying buckets. A business is different. A business is like building a pipeline. At first, building the pipeline is harder than carrying buckets. It takes time. It takes effort. And sometimes it feels like nothing is happening. But once the pipeline starts working, water keeps flowing even when you're not carrying buckets. That's the power of a business. Now, here's where most people get stuck. They think starting a business requires huge amounts of money. They imagine fancy offices, expensive equipment, and massive investments. But many successful businesses start much smaller. Someone starts selling a skill online. Someone creates content. Someone starts a small service. Someone solves a problem people are willing to pay for. Every business begins with one simple thing: a problem. The more valuable the problem you solve, the more valuable your business becomes. Think about it. People pay for convenience. People pay to save time. People pay to reduce stress. People pay for solutions. The business owner who understands this isn't chasing money. They're chasing problems worth solving. And here's a psychological insight most people miss. People often focus on the risk of starting a business. What if I fail? What if nobody buys? What if I lose money? But they rarely ask the opposite question. What if I never try? What if I spend the next 20 years depending on a single paycheck? Fear makes us focus on short-term pain. But wealth is usually built by thinking about long-term opportunities. This doesn't mean you should quit your job tomorrow. In fact, many successful businesses start as side projects. A few hours after work. A few customers at first. Small experiments. Small improvements. Small wins. Most successful businesses don't explode overnight. They grow slowly. Just like planting a tree. For months, it looks like nothing is happening. But underground, the roots are growing. Then one day, the growth becomes visible. Business works the same way. The people who succeed aren't always the smartest. They're often the ones who stay consistent long enough to see results. So what's the takeaway? Starting a business isn't about becoming rich overnight. It's about creating an asset. Something that can continue generating value long after the work is done. Whether it's a service, a product, content, software, or a local business, the goal is the same. Build something that solves real problems. Because wealth isn't created by chasing money. Wealth is created by creating value. And the people who create the most value often gain the most financial freedom. So the next time you think about your financial future, ask yourself this question. Am I only carrying buckets? Or am I also building a pipeline? Because that one question could completely change the direction of your financial life.